And this is the Kamigaku Library. I do not have nerd senses. Those don't exist. I can't sense the library. I just read the map. I know it's strange to you that I can actually read one, given how easily you seem to get lost.
Cut it out, you two. It's time to work. We're not going to carry on like fools and take this lightly. No matter what quest we're on, you either go into it prepared or you pick out your new grave nearby. I think our dear Feng only means to check that everyone is prepared to venture into danger. He could be nicer, yes. But he does make a point. No matter where we are, the threat of death is always imminent. More so for people like us. Preparation is key to success. So are you all ready?
I think so.
I am ready to face our opponent. And I shall be ready to assist where I'm needed. Good. Let's begin. Magpie, what's your plan?
Don't you have the sneaking senses for this?
Focus. You want Aranck and I to accompany you.
That makes sense. We don't know how protected the library is, but it shouldn't be too difficult for me to deactivate any arcane traps.
So I take it that I shall be acting as your protector? There is no shame in admitting that you need protection, dear Magpie. I am delighted that you trust me to keep you safe.
So you don't need to use protection, Magpie?
Regardless, I am happy to assist however I can. What's mine and Nahome's part to play in this plan of yours? Are you sure that a group of 3 is a good idea? I know that all of us are not the best equipped for stealth, but I'd prefer if we all stay together. That is out of the question. I refuse to have just the 4 of you in there alone. You really must get over the suspicion you have of that number. My suspicions have kept us alive thus far. Fine. Be sure to signal us when the time is right, or if there's any sign of trouble.
We're not amateurs, Feng. We know what we're doing.
I hope so. Keep your focus on the objective and nothing else. Feng is right. While this is a test of your abilities, you are to treat it like it is life or death. You only have your companions in Ingahd. They are your most vital resource. If they are hurt or killed, then you will not last a second out there. Signal us when you're ready. Ingahd isn't like a walk through a village, Feng. They barely met the qualifications for this quest. How do we know that they'll be able to take on the dangers ahead? I don't know, but that's why this is a test. If they're ready, then they'll succeed. If not, then we won't have to tell them that. I suppose. But should they succeed, you will need to stop glaring as much at them. Regardless of your personal concern for them, they are your companions, and they need to feel that, or you will forever be at odds with them. You make a point. No one will pet a wolf if it only shows its teeth. Yet you've stayed beside me thus far. I can tell the difference between a wolf's smile and its growl.
Do you guys think Feng believes we're not ready?
I am sure he does not think that. He is like a forest fire. He burns away what he does not need. And if we were not ready, then he would not have offered us this chance.
I think fire is nowhere near what I'd call Feng. He's a lot more like ice, cold and off-putting.
Ice is more solid in its shape. It is rigid and unshakable.
Which is Feng.
Sometimes. But I think you're confusing his stiff nature for rigidity, when it is more akin to being strong-willed. He understands what he wants, and he makes no room for otherwise. It's a trait I appreciate in him.
Maybe he's just like that with you, but I always feel like he's glaring at me. Oh, what?
Whoosh!
Sorry, but that was so outlandish. It is!
Have you not noticed how he looks at everyone when we're bathing together?
Oh, I thought he was glaring at me. It's a little hard to read the guy when he always seems to have it out for me.
He does not.
To you. But he's always talking about my spell work, or my posture, or my reading. It's a lot. I thought that after I joined you guys, I would stop having everyone on my back about not living up to their expectations. Whenever it's just Feng and I, he makes me feel like...
Part of being like fire is unintentionally burning others. Have you spoken to him? Yes. And I can see what you're speaking of.
So, he's attracted to us?
I believe so. He stares at my back a lot when he thinks I don't see him. And I've seen him look at Magpie too.
He could just have a staring problem. He looks at my ass. Why do you guys never tell me anything?
I thought you had known. And besides, there is no point on speaking on it if Feng has not yet decided to clarify his own feelings.
What about keeping me in the loop?
There is no loop, Aranck. We simply noticed and had not said anything. Perhaps you should be more aware of your surroundings.
If we're talking about awareness, then you shouldn't be so quick to comment, Magpie. Yeah, Sonu. Why would that be?
I have no idea of that. But we should instead focus more on closing in on our objective. Oh, good. Then we're already proving our worthiness and getting one step closer to Ingahd.
Is the gold really all you're thinking about? Well, I can't wait to see what the inner realms are like. They say that some of the most prized flora are kept in the grove, and I'd like to verify it with my own eyes. Shut up.
I am excited to begin my pilgrimage soon. Once I've completed it, and I will finally prove myself to the Order of the Currents and join my elders. Upon a monk's completion of their pilgrimage, they may become a master in the way of the current, Once you are a master, you are given the freedom to expand your practice in whatever way you see fit. I have not yet figured it out yet, but that is the purpose of the pilgrimage. Once a monk has finished it, they will know that they are ready to pursue their calling. Thank you. I shall strive to complete it for the both of us.
Yeah, I just hope we're ready for it. Feng and Nahome did make a point. If one of us dies out there, then the party is doomed. And I don't want to be the reason for that, you know? How do you even know we're ready? Even without Feng in my ear, it feels like I'm nowhere near close to being at the level I think I need to be.
They're right, friend. I also have had doubts about whether I can face what may stand before us. But I remember my master's teaching.
What's that?
That perfection is time's greatest enemy. All will tire and starve in the chase for it. But a hunt for one's dreams is easiest when they keep their eyes on their mark. I trust his words. Yes. But one can only trust oneself in the end. Do you trust yourself?
I think I do.
Good.
Finally! Is that the scroll we're after?
Great! Let us grab it and signal the others before we face the beast that guards it.
Things are quiet.
Yes, they are. Should we go in?
We must wait for the signal.
Suppose they were hurt.
Then they are hurt of their own volition. This is a test. They must prove their ability to survive in dangerous situations. And if they cannot do so within the inner realms, then they are not ready for Ingahd.
And we will have 3 dead friends to add to our count.
I understand your worry, but they're not children, Nahome. They all chose this life, and as their companions, we are respecting their right to fight for what they want. Besides, Magpie had a plan, and if we intervene, we might endanger them regardless of our intent.
I forget how easy it is for you to discipline your mind.
Discipline is my only recourse. Once I became an adventurer, I had no other choice but to be like this.
I know, but eventually it will not be, and I look forward to seeing that.
We'll have it. If those 3 have learned enough on their own.
There they are.
Right. Let's go.
Slow it down, Aranck.
Good idea. Entangle!
Go and lay your traps. We'll cover you.
Guys, it's giving me a lot of resistance.
I'll assist then. Aranck, look out!
Are you okay?
Yes.
Stay behind me and support me where you can. It may launch another weapon at you, so stay close.
Understood.
Are your traps set? Good. Prepare to strike when you see an opportunity. Nahome, keep everyone safe while we fight. I'll grant you an opening to strike it. Magpie, where do you plant the traps? Understood. Aranck, push back the monster.
Right. Arise.
Sonu, Magpie, weaken it. Right. Careful! Are you okay?
I have you both. Do not worry.
Feng!
Oh, I got it.
Thank you. You did well out there.
Thanks.
You all got the scroll, right? Then you've passed the test.
Shh. This is a library, Magpie. You're not supposed to be too loud. Even though you don't care about the rules, I do. And I'd like to come back again. How come you're here though? Are you guys done with the shopping? Oh, right. Sorry. Did you guys get everything we needed for the quest? And do you remember to stop by the apothecary? Uh-huh. So, when we go out, we'll definitely have elixirs in case we get poisoned or need to be healed. I'm just making sure. I remember what happened the last time you got poisoned in the breathing jungles. What about that time while we were out at sea? And what about when you caught dog ear sickness while we were in the Twin Fortress Peaks? Just admit it. Sometimes you forget about that and it ends up being stressful for you. Alright. I'll leave it alone for now. The joke is on you. I can have fun and find useful information in the library, which I did while you guys were gathering supplies. I spent my time reading through a compendium of knowledge regarding Ingahd. I figured it'd be handy to know what we were getting into beforehand. Yes, we have Feng and Nahome who've been out there, but their experience only goes so far. And these journals have a wider breadth of knowledge than anything any one person can know about those planes. It is a collection of information that was gathered right here in the land of splendid dunes. Plus, unlike Feng, they actually answer me when I ask questions. You know what I mean. They have the information readily available when I'm looking for it. For example, do you know how many realms there are in Ingahd? Wrong. There are 5. The border, which was made from the old civilization, the plains, which we have the most knowledge on, the growth, which hardly anyone's touched, the depth, that is actually a huge crater with its own ecosystem, and the heart, which is the center of the magic within our world. It's useful because each realm has its own tribulations. We'd already proven ourselves in the last quest back in the Radiant Isles, but the Border Realm is where we're being certified for our license to explore Ingahd. After a good read, I know that is where we're likely to meet shades, echoes, and many other monsters. I know you spent a lot of time within the Border Realm before, but it never hurts to know more about it. One perspective only has so many solutions to different problems, and as much as I trust you to know your way around it, I'd like to also know what's going on. I never said I didn't trust what you know. I just want to learn more from other people what to expect. From what you've told us, you were raised along the outer regions of the Border Realm, but we're going to the Grand Temple deeper within it. The threats there are different. I mean, do you know everything there is to know out there? Exactly. We can learn new things about familiar subjects, and there's no better place to do it than at a library. You're right. We won't get into Ingahd by sticking around here. I do wish we could spend some time looking around more afterwards, though. Yeah, I was just learning about the lineage of the Sultan for this kingdom. Did you know they unified a bunch of surrounding merchant kingdoms to form this land? Dunavai. And because of the work of a historical vizier, they consolidated all the foreign and local knowledge each kingdom had to create the royal library in the capital, which in turn helped make this kingdom one of the most renowned countries for its education, mathematics, and scholarly work. I think it's a great place. I wanted to move here to study. I was set to do so before I joined you guys. Well, I didn't because my priorities changed. Yes, I mean, after I met you, I realized that there was more to the world than languages and books, and I wanted to see it before I settled down for good. Why would I regret it? Sure, I miss being back at home, but I don't regret leaving. This is my journey, and even though I hate the bugs and the monsters, I enjoy getting to spend time with you guys. Even with Sonu snoring. Hey. I appreciate you too. You were the first person I met outside of Tortugan, and you treated me like a person. Well, yes, after you snuck into my TP and started arguing with me, but you didn't make me feel like I was less for once. And I like that. Was there anything you wanted to do before all of this? Isn't there something you've just always wanted to do? Or that you plan to do? Oh. Then maybe you can figure it all out while we're there. It is the land of the dreaming god after all. There's no rush to figure it all out now. Take your time. But there is a rush to meet the group. So I'll go return this book and then we'll go and find the others and get started on our journey.
Magpie, is everything alright? You seem lost in your thinking. Did something happen? Yes, I do have a dream. Are you curious to know it, or did you want to stare out at the road more? I tease, but I can see you are deep in thought, and I assume that an answer might help you. I could tell you about my dream, but the more relevant question would be if you are willing to hear it. In that case, I would like to be a chef and serve food for others. Yes, I enjoy the craft of it, taking from what the earth provides and creating something that I can use to provide for others. It is one of the few gifts we are given as people, and I cherish it deeply. May I know why you asked? I suppose I know it is my dream because I love doing it, and I wish to build on it. That is the nature of dreams. Dreams are born of love for things or people, and when we love something, we create room for it. I love cooking, and in order to do what I love, I must have tools, yes? And in order to keep my knives and my pots clean and safe, I must have something to keep them, right? And that means I must make a compartment to organize and store them. When I do so, I would have made a pantry. But a pantry belongs in a kitchen, then I must build one. As time goes on, I will need some place to rest while I cook, so I will create a home to reside in. Yet a home cannot be one without others to fill it. And that is when I would have Feng live with me there. You are welcome to join me in my house as well, Magpie. But the truth is that when we love something, it requires more space for it. And a dream is a love so great that we cannot help but want to do so. Do you not think that you have a dream? Care to tell me more? I see. Do you not love things? In that case, I think you do have a dream, but you just have not figured it out. Nor do I think it would be easy for you especially. I mean nothing by it, but you still do not have your memories from before your time in the Brawler. We have spent quite a while together, but I do not think I have seen you take to anything since then. We still do not know why you are there, or who you were. It would stand to reason that you would have a harder time remembering what you lost. No, I do not think that. I said it was lost, but lost things can always be found, and sometimes they are found in places we do not expect. I found my dream after I cooked at the funeral for my mother. It is less harsh than it sounds, but my father had not cooked before, and as I was still at the age where I had not been carried with the other trolls to the hunt, I had spent more time with her, and I had learned how to cook from watching her. In that time I spent cooking with her, I learned a lot, and so it fell on me to cook at her ceremony. It was not my best work, I admit, What I saw on my food lifted the spirits of all those who came, and it made me feel better knowing that a part of my mother carried on in that. It was then that I knew I wanted to cook for others more. There's no way to reason through love, Magpie. It happened, and that is how I knew it. You will know your dream when you see it. I appreciate that you like my cooking. But just so you know, people can have many dreams, and sometimes one can find new ones when they had none before. Of course, should you need to discuss more of this with me later,
Group up. Let's discuss our plans.
it seems we are close.
It's the Elysian Wall. It was designed in cooperation with the Hellenese to protect the Duvenite people from the border realm. They say that the whole thing is a powerful automaton, powered by Duvenite mathematics, magic, and Hellenic automation.
Let's marvel at the wall later and focus on our quest now. Past that wall is the border realm. Typically, licensed parties would pass through the main gate and head straight into Ingahd past this realm. However, our objective is to enter the border realm and retrieve the weapons of Ivan and Maralo.
The sibling warriors?
Yes. They're in possession of magically enchanted items that need to be reacquired by their families back in Hellas. This quest will prove if we are able to survive out in Ingahd, but it's not a light test. Should we fail, then we will die out there. If you all so choose, then we can turn back here. We'll set up camp for the night and proceed towards the border realm tomorrow. Are you okay? I see. Do you need more time to rest? In that case, you can keep me company for the rest of my watch. 2 sets of eyes are better than 1, and your eyes are trained to know what to look for here. Is something the matter? Is that so? Still having dreamless sleeps? It's a shame. I hope that your time with us would have been enough for this to pass. I don't know what to think. Dreamless sleep isn't uncommon. But as it is with you, I might see it as an omen. I couldn't answer you. Why do you think it's happening? Sometimes, we ourselves know what the problem is. You may not be able to name what's going on with you, but you can intuit what might be the cause. And that's at least a good start. What about your past is involved with this? And what if you were a monster? In the event you were one, then I think we have nothing to fear. Because I believe that our true natures cannot be hidden. And if it was your true nature to hurt and terrorize us, then you would have done so a long time ago. Monsters don't think the same way we do. If you were one, then you wouldn't have waited this long to kill us. We would have gotten hungry after the first night, and we would have stopped you. I do think something happened to you, but I don't think it's because you were cursed to be a monster of some kind. Experience. I've seen what those kinds of curses do to people. I'd rather not worry you more than you already seem to be. The others can see a glimpse of what you have going on, but I can see that it's tipped you off. For people like us, it's plain to see. The people who don't let on as much as they should. Of course, souls exist. They give people like Nahome and I life. It's just a fact of life. My soul's the reason I can keep coming back the way I do. Elven bodies die, but because of magic, we're able to reform after death and become a new person. Our souls are always the same, but our bodies don't remember who we were until our 100th year alive. I've had a couple of lifetimes. All of them were spent in the new dynasty, until I became a Feng. And then I left. I spent too much time being the Emperor's guard, and he'd grown too attached to me. An emperor, in the eyes of my home's dynasty, is meant to be regal and detached. He is meant to have many consorts, and hold them all in equal regard. But if he keeps finding his way back to a particular consort, who then dies and becomes one of his royal guards in his next life, then it would show favoritism, and that would endanger his position by making him seem flighty. No, he wouldn't stop no matter how much I told him this, or even after he was warned by his advisors. He didn't care. But I did. As such, I chose to leave. Finally, he did the smart thing and let me. That said, I understand what it's like to think about who you used to be. But don't be dragged down by it. You can't change what's happened, but you can choose who you are now. You should get some sleep. I still have a while more before I swap with Sonu, and you'll want some rest when it's finally your turn. There is nothing like a good morning bath to rejuvenate the soul. Of course, a good bath is essential to purifying one's body. And if one's body is sound, then so is the soul. It is a teaching of the order. All that is physical is spiritual, and so to care for both, one must care for the body as they value their soul. It is a simple concept. To curse the body is to curse the soul, and to care for the body is to care for your peace. Care is a part of our teachings, but it does not always look the same between different people. We are taught to seek our own comforts to retain balance within ourselves. In my case, that's where how I sought my balance. Water has always been how I connected to the world. My soul knows it better than any of the other elements, so my soaking helps to replenish the needs of my soul. My soul's needs often speak through what I desire. I know my soul is present because I have desires much like you or the others. The physical desires drive me to know what my soul wishes to experience, and as I grant myself these desires, I feel inner contentment in doing so, and that is when I know my soul is pleased. Pleasing the soul is rather easy. I could show you, if you allow me to bathe you. I would not mind demonstrating it to you, and I would like the opportunity to show you some comfort. Feng told me that you had trouble sleeping last night, and suggested my assistance this morning. He did not tell me why, but he did ask. And if you are willing, then I can provide you with some relief. You are free to refuse, but if you accept, you are also free to direct me as you want. My hands are yours to use for your satisfaction. I'm glad to assist. If you wish, you may turn your back to me and tell me where to start. At your shoulders? All right. I'm not being too rough, am I? Tell me if that changes at any moment. No need for alarm. That is just your soul reacting to mine. I promise you that I am not attempting to be invasive, nor can I. I mean that I am unable to. Souls cannot be invasive towards one another. Every soul is pure, and thus you cannot use one's own soul to distress another. I was simply using my soul to assist in purifying yours. Allow me to demonstrate on your hands to start. Thank you. It's as I said. My soul connects to the spiritual essence of water. And using that essence, I am able to use its natural power to purify your body. Hence, I am able to purify your soul. Would you like me to continue? I promise that you are safe. Allow yourself to sink into the cleansing feeling of the water as it embraces you. Part of my training in the Order was coming to understand the human body. I was taught to maneuver around a person's body for the purposes of both striking and healing. That is the nature of my training under the Order of the Currents. We were taught that all things are good, but possess the ability to harm or heal. And in order to achieve balance within our soul, we must refine our abilities to match the ways of the world. Many others, like the Order of the Currents, practice varying disciplines through their connection to the elements. However, I was trained to flow just as water would along this river. I joined the Order because I had no other recourse. No, while I did join as a child, I did not begin my training until much later. That is because I did not arrive as a disciple, but as a refugee. There is no need to apologize. It is but a scar of my past. It does still hurt from time to time, but I've long since found peace with what happened. I feel many things when I think about what happened, but I choose not to wallow in those feelings. Because doing so will accomplish nothing. I will not find peace if I let them overwhelm me, and I will die miserably if I act upon them. As daunting as the task sounds, I chose to let them go a long time ago. I keep going because my life is more than my pain. I miss what it once was, but I cannot go back to it. I can only move forward. That is the way of the current. It can only run. If water stagnates, then it becomes unclean. You are welcome. If you feel as though you doubt yourself in some way, then I or another of the group would gladly help you to ease your strife in some way. In the event you do ask me for comfort once more, then I wouldn't mind treating you to another bath. Perhaps I do wish to see you like this more. Would you disagree to that? I know who I'm speaking to, Magpie. I am very well aware of what we could get up to. Who is to say? But we'll have to see if you seek me out next time. Unlike our last quest, this will not just test one of us, but it will determine our ability as a party to survive together in terrain that we will not find any assurances of comfort or safety. As you know, we are not permitted to return to the inner realms without completing the quest we've taken up. This is by design of our kingdom's collective agreement to weed out those who can survive the harsh demands of Ingahd, and those who cannot. I wish for all of you to go with us into Ingahd, but I will not endanger the party should one of you fall behind. I will do all that is in my power to defend everyone. But those who hold us back will be left to fend for themselves. Whether you live or die at that point is in your own hands. So I suggest that you work diligently to ensure that you do not have to make that choice. I am ready. I have proven myself once, and I will do so once more.
I'm ready.
Good. Let's make our way then.